Hey guys, good morning. I know it's been a while since I've been able to put one of these together, but we're gonna give it a shot and see what's going on. For the last couple of months, I've been running away from this message, and I'm just gonna step out and do it today. It's a little outside of my comfort zone, or actually a lot outside of my comfort zone, and it's been hard to kind of break up the courage, bring it up, and get out here and do it. As you can see, we're outside, so there might be a little bit of background noise, but you're gonna start off on this new path and see where it takes us. In Matthew 24, we see where the disciples asked Jesus, "What will be the sign of your coming and the sign of the end of the age?" And Jesus answered and said to them, "Take heed that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ,' and he will deceive many. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of the sorrows." And I started looking at that and realizing that Jesus was talking to his disciples. He was talking to his Jewish disciples, the Jewish people that followed him, the Israelis. So he was talking to them in their time. And the Jewish people have been through that. Over and over again, they've been taken into captivity. They've been worked over, for lack of a better term. There's been wars and rumors of wars. There's been everything. He's kind of saying that these things are going to happen. Don't worry about them. They're going to happen over and over again. But you'll see soon enough what's going to happen. And the Jews have been kicked out of their land. They've been kicked out of Israel. The temple's been destroyed. They've been put in captivity in Germany, put in concentration camps and killed. And in 1948, they became a solid nation again. And many believe, and as I do too, that in 1948, the nation of Israel was founded, and that goes along with the prophecy of the fig tree, which we'll get into in a later one, but this is just kind of getting things started. And the Lord's also been leading me to Isaiah. I never really read the prophets much, but it's making things a lot clearer and a lot more sense, to me at least, that this is a message we're supposed to hear. In Isaiah 6, Isaiah is brought into the throne room, and the angel picks up a hot coal off the altar and touches it to Isaiah's lips. And Isaiah gets to be clean, gets salvation, gets his mind clear, and is able to see what's going on. And then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Who shall I send, and who will go for us?" And Isaiah said, "Here I am, send me." And the Lord said, "Go and say to the people." So the Lord's saying to us, there's something we need to hear. And the Lord said, "Keep listening, but do not comprehend. Keep looking and do not understand. Make the mind of this people dull, and stop their ears and shut their eyes, so that they may not look with their eyes or hear with their ears, and comprehend their minds and turn and be healed." The Lord wants us to turn to him, but in these days you can see people turning away. Here comes a plane. Today the people are watching the news and seeing what's going on in the world, but they're missing the point of it all. They're missing the fact that many of the things that are going on are fitting into the prophetic. If you look at any description of the end times in the Bible, it pretty much lays out what's going on right now. And it's not just here in America that it's going on. We're seeing it worldwide. We're seeing people just become evil, godless, and there are those who stand. There's that remnant who stands, for God, for what he's doing, for his work, for his son. And these people aren't hearing or seeing and understanding. They're not being still enough to know God and to know what's going on. And that's a shame, and we need to pray for them. We need to pray for this country. We need to pray for the world. We need to have people's eyes open so they can see, and their ears open so they can hear and realize what could be going on right now. I'm not going to say that I'm a prophet or this is a prophetic message, but things are changing. And I think we need to be aware of what's going on. And finally for today, in Isaiah 8, it says, For the Lord spoke thus to me, while his hand was strong upon me, and he warned me not to walk in the way of the people, saying, Do not call conspiracy all that this people calls conspiracy, and do not fear what it fears, or be in dread. But the Lord of hosts, him you shall regard as holy. Let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. He'll become a sanctuary. There's an awful lot going on, and we've all, including myself, gotten caught up in the conspiracy of things and not seen the Lord's hand in what's going on. It's hard to see sometimes. Again, it goes with the stillness, and our minds have been running to and fro with all this COVID-19, the politics of it all, politics worldwide, what's going on. And we're just not seeing it. We're not seeing the forest for the trees. We need to get back and take that God's eye view of things to see exactly what he wants us to see, what we need to see. See what he needs us to see. And a while back, years ago, and I still teach it now sometimes, tell people how to look at things, or help them look at things. And it's how to get a God's eye view if you're in the garden working on your flowers. And you get too close into that one flower, and you get a face full of pollen. It makes you sneeze, makes you a little angry. That's kind of what everyone's been doing. You're watching the news, getting too close to the problem, too close to what's going on, and farther away from God. But the farther you back up from that flower, you see the garden, begin to see the full picture. Once you start seeing the full picture, you move back to a God's eye view. And in that view, you can see the entire garden. You can see how it's planned out, the paths through it, the paths in and out of it. You can see the gate and how it's enclosed. You can see everything you need to see. But you have to see it from his eye. And I say that with the purpose of not following conspiracies. We get too close to things, we start to follow the conspiracies. Doesn't really matter what political party or what your belief system is. We've all been caught up in it. And God's telling us now to pull back and get his view, to not call the conspiracies, not follow them, to listen to him, to be ready. Be ready for what he has next, and to know the times and the seasons. And I'm going to end it there. We're going to follow this a little more, at least weekly, see where it goes. And God bless. Have a great morning. Have some coffee, have some time with God, and just be still and know. Yeah.